And even if you were to have like a prompt of 10 different things, right? Like say if you had one prompt of like, oh, like here's 10 different personality traits, here's 10 different superpowers, here's 10 different drawbacks.
I like coming up with random list of powers and then just see what I come up with.
Imagine rolling just those things every single time. It's always going to vary. The possibility of that happening is, again, like a 1 in 10 chance, but it's like, it shows that there's an infinite
There's always something else cool right around the corner that we can come up with, because there's no end to the prompts. There's no end to what we can roll up.
Now we're going to be officially rolling for superpowers. This is usually the make or break.
All right, ayo, and hello, everyone, and welcome to another whimsically whacked out, wonderful Wednesday. It is, of course, the best day of the week, in my opinion, because it is Roll for Hero, a segment of the channel in which we let the dice dictate what on God's green earth we will be drawing for today. It is me, your ever-loving and ever-cracked-out Uncle E, and, of course, with me today is my bald-headed, big-bearded, beautiful co-star. You know him, you love him, claimed to be the world's sexiest man in 1969, Mr. Fish!
What is up, everybody? What is up, Jordan, Dragon Gaming? Man, good to see everybody up in the comments already ahead of time, as usual, with your Roll for Spaceship comments. I see you. Getting a giggle out of you, Uncle Fish, before the show starts. I appreciate you guys.
We love it. Honestly, call me Benny from the Lego Movie because I just want to make a spaceship. Oh, man, today's going to be a fun episode. Obviously, if you couldn't tell from the amazing thumbnail that was hand-drawn by Mr. Fish himself, we will be creating our very own spaceship, utilizing a lot of the prompts from our overall, it's for the sci-fi saga. We have a bunch of fun prompts and everything for this. If I can actually get to it, here we go. Sorry about that. I might as well have both up or one up. Who knows? So this is going to be really awesome. This is actually the first time, too, we're actually going to be drawing a vehicle on Roll for Hero. We've been promising that we wanted to do this for quite some time. So now we're actually getting the opportunity to finally draw a vehicle of some kind, So not a steam engine or some cool superhero mobile of some kind. But you know what? It's a bit of a fun start, and why not start into the stars? So anyways, outside of that, Mr. Fish, any fun little announcements or anything like that you kind of want to shoot out before we begin any of our activities as we usually tend to?
I don't know. I'm busy trying to get the Green Zone trade ready to go. I'm hoping to launch that next month. And we are relaunching the 5-Star podcast as the 5-Star feed tonight. 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern. So it'll be right after this, basically. So if anybody wants to come hang out, I'll be streaming on my YouTube channel as well as on the 5-Star channels on Facebook and stuff. But check it out. It's going to be fun. I'm glad to get going with my guys again. I've been missing them. So, yeah, let's get started, man.
And then not only that, but I guess for me, real quick, I posted a video yesterday. I've been trying to get back onto the whole, train of getting content out there. And I've announced that I've, in my New Year's video, I've announced that I'm trying to make 12 whole comic books. That is the challenge for me. And I've actually kickstarted off with the character known as the Grub. I'm currently in production with that book. It has been a blast and a half, and I can't wait to really, expand on that and to kind of make at least one book every month, at least with that character in mind and others for later down the road. Outside of that, though, I think y'all heard enough of us yipping and yapping and doing everything in between. And I think it's about time we begin what this show has been intended for. So let's grab our dice, grab our writing utensils, and let us begin our show. And let's roll for a hero. Alrighty, so now we have our series of lists. I have it obviously over me, and then Mr. Fish has it over his. And we are basically going to be rolling for a spaceship. So we're going to be rolling up the same prompts. So Mr. Fish, I think it's going to be fun if we kind of go back and forth. So you roll one set, I roll another. So that way it's an equal trade. And, if we can blame an aspect of difficulty, we really can blame each other for it. So, misery loves company.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm making a note on what episode this is on the bottom of the card so I can remember when I go back to look through all these little cards what was what. So we are doing a spaceship And do you want me to roll first?
Be my guest. I mean, I made the list, so I think it's only fair that you roll first.
All right, we are rolling for the size of a spaceship. 2d6. We got small, medium, large, building size, city size, country size, moon size, small planet size, medium planet size, large planet size, and then mini, like a little bitty personal, like little bitty thing, like a jet ski type.
Probably
Little
to be about
bitty.
the size of my dice tower. Ella, what are you doing here?
And we got 6, which is city sized.
Ooh.
We're going big honking shit.
Oh, we're talking like a city-sized spaceship. Now that is one way to go. Alrighty. And for those of you that want to join along, please grab some dice, grab a writing utensil, and let's get to it. I want to see some awesome creative, imaginings and awesome renditions of all these really cool, like spaceship concepts. I would love to see what you guys end up drawing. And if you are going to draw along with us, sorry, I'm going to cough. Sorry about that. Be sure to use the hashtag roll4hero. That's going to be ROLL, the number 4, HERO. I cannot wait to see what kind of amazing stuff you guys end up creating.
Oh, Dragon Gaming, that's awesome. That's kind of the one I want to
mini? Bro, that means you can make your spaceship out of like stuff in your home.
Yeah. Look. See, like I always loved, like, you may not remember it, but when I was a kid in the 80s, back in the 1900s, the silver bullet was a big deal. And it was this little bitty jet that was like just big enough to barely fit a small pilot in and the engine. And that was it. Like it was this little bitty thing, like a go-kart with wings. And seeing that thing at air shows was really cool. And that always got my imagination going. Like, what would it be like to be in a submarine that size or a spaceship that size? And so I love that one. Congratulations, Dragon Gaming. I'm not jealous at all. All right, Esteban, you are now rolling for our spaceship's quirk.
Now, I was actually, hold up real quick. How about you go I'll get to the next list and then you stay on the ones beforehand. So then that way, if someone got lost, they can at least look back to yours.
We'll do that. There we go.
Yeah, see, look at that. Teamwork. That's why I love Roll for here. All right, so we have spaceship quirk, meaning like what is like a fun like visual element of this. Again, I tried keeping these lists as like visualistically implied. I don't know how to. I can't words because you know me. English and Spanish still don't like to work with me. We got El Numero Cuatro, which is rotating rings.
Rotating rings. That's going to be easier, I think, on a city-sized ship than on a teeny one or a small one. So
Benjamin says, I might do this roll idea, but not sure because of my world being gothic. Hey, listen, for all you know, you can take the exact ideas of what we're doing here and just giving it a gothic twist. It doesn't have to be a spaceship per se, but maybe some kind of an aircraft in your gothic world that you're currently developing. Who knows?
It could be some kind of airship. It could be some kind of ground transportation. Who knows?
Who knows? And
you do what you want, baby. I want to see what you come up with.
And again, use the hashtag roll4hero. That's going to be ROLL, the number 4, and HERO. Can't wait to see what y'all create. Anyway, so we got this quirk, we got the size. So now, Mr. Fish, I think it's time for you to hop on to the next list.
All right. That would be the shape. Come on, lucky chicken bone. We got 4 hammerhead.
Okay. Hammerhead. Okay. Dang, I think that was the list that had the random junk on there. Was it?
Yeah.
Household item shape. That would have been so nice.
Triples, sphere, folded origami shape. Yeah.
I wonder. Oh man, imagine if we actually rolled the origami shape. That would have been so crazy. All right.
So now you're going to do the next one?
Yep. So we got the hammerhead shape. And then for me, I actually have to, what's it called? Because you had the shape, and now we have the cockpit or the bridge, basically where our pilots and our crew are basically going to be, navigating our, city-sized spaceship. Let's see how this works. That's going to be number 10, and that's going to be a ring-shaped bridge. Okay, I ended up rolling 2 ring-adjacent things, so this is coincidence? I think not. Who knows?
All right, a ring-shaped bridge. That's all. That sounded like it was designed. That sounds like somebody laid that out. It would be funny if a spaceship was shaped like an Xbox controller. I was literally thinking that this morning as I was looking
As you
around.
say that, I was actually gonna say if we
Okay.
rolled the random rolling up a random thing kind of a deal, I have my my future wife's Xbox controller on deck right now. She's a gamer. I don't. The funny thing is, people think that I would be a gamer. I am the total opposite of that. My fiance is the hardcore gamer in comparison to me. I draw all day and do all that kind of stuff. She's the one
That's
who
my thing. If I've got free time, I'm probably going to be drawing or making something rather than playing games. I like playing video games.
uh-huh.
I will get lost and do nothing else for weeks, so I
I
don't tend
mean,
to play a
not
lot.
only that, we also finally got to 3D print one of these little guys.
Oh, cool.
Don't worry, I will not be selling these at cons because cons are way too overridden with these. But that is aside the point. And again, the average made that one there. So we have the thrusters. So what kind of this is going to be interesting.
All right, let's go. Give me something juicy. We got 6. No visible engines.
Oh,
Man, I like engines.
Okay. No visible engines. And then now we have, now this is always a bit of the interesting parts because when I always think about spaceships, of course, a lot of people think spaceships equal wings or fins to that extent. So we'll see what we got going on here. And if I swear, if I roll a 6, that's going to be so sad because, I mean, who knows? All right, let's get to it. All right, not a 6, but it is going to be a number 9. Okay, God is my witness. I was intending to probably roll anything else. I managed to roll everything ring adjacent on these lists. So we got ring stabilizers.
Man,
I did not intend to roll all things rings because I was like, okay, yeah, probably, these are random numbers. I doubt these will ever be. So that's crazy. Oh, Dragon Gaming got a command tower for your cockpit. Lucky. Got
he got a sphere shape, which that's gonna be interesting to see how you put those together.
Oh yeah. And then what else we got?
And massive external engine as well. So you got lots of interesting shapes going on there.
So would either of you design a ship for the Cosmic Coalition or the Dark Matter Coalition or for a random character?
Mr. E is on the ring.
I mean, I guess so.
You got rings on the brain over there.
I mentioned my fiance, and next thing I know, she's still attacking me, even on Roll for Hero. Oh man, sorry for my nose, everyone. I know I sound like a space orc over here.
All right. Is that the last one?
Yes, that is. So we have officially gone through all of the lists. And for those that kind of want to do some final rolling, here it is. I'm going to kind of do like 3 seconds each. So if anyone wants to do some last minute rolling, here's at least my list over here. We have the spaceship size. 1, 2, 3. And then now we have spaceship quirk. So like what's like a fun little visual element of it. All right. And then now we have the shape of said spaceship. Again, if you guys want to give us a quick roll, go right ahead. Perfect. And now we have the cockpit or the bridge, basically where your pilots for your spaceship. Because I get it. English. Wow. Okay. Then we have the engines and thrusters, basically what helps you propel yourself through space and such. And last but not least, wings or fins, basically giving it that nice sleek kind of edge or making it look like it actually flies in the void of space. And that is all for that. Now it's time for us to actually get into rolling up some spaceships or drawing up some spaceships. We already rolled up for it. Now we got to draw it. Whew, okay.
The only thing that's not ring based is the hammerhead shape.
Okay. This is a true statement that you have brought upon me here.
That is the only thing that's sort of out of theme to everything else. Would be interesting to see the sleazy shop owner character that Mr. E designs get the ship that Mr. E designs.
Now you see, if he was okay, that would be interesting. Maybe he's actually like a shop, because the thing is, he's a shop owner who lives comfortably. So him comfortably living in a ship where he is currently selling, his little bits and bobbins and
In a
everything else.
city-sized ship, mind you, because we rolled city-sized.
City-sized, so he's not like he can get his own thing here. Scribbles for shit.
That's comfortable, all right.
Oh yeah. Also, for RunFS Comics, scribbles or shapes. Basically, your goal is to just gotta make a random little scribble, and then you're gonna see how you can try to create a spaceship from that. It's really that is by far the most challenging aspect, because that is to really force your creativity to really think above and beyond that. Because again, like imagine trying to create a spaceship out of all those scribbles that Mr. Fish just did. It's not gonna be easy.
And then you
but
just work off of that and come up with some idea, get inspired, like, what if this is the bridge of the ship here, and maybe this is like a wing that comes down this way, and this is the thruster engine or something. Like, just come up with some scribbles to help inspire you. That's the idea behind the scribble shape. Maybe Mr. Fish's robot koala can combine with that spaceship that Mr. Fish designs. What about video game consoles that can turn into hover vehicles like Transformers? That would be cool.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Like, I don't know why I'm instantly thinking about like Mjolnir, like Thor's hammer because of Hammerhead. Okay, we got our work cut out for us now. What's the one? It's the white finch, the best part of the show.
Hello.
What's up?
And she's gone.
As quick as she came, she was gone again.
Oh, me. The best part of the show left. Oh, well. I guess you're going to stick with your two weird uncles here.
Maybe.
Okay, because I was thinking about doing, like, I like what you were doing there, like, actually making it, like, all the rings wrapping around, like, the handle of it. Oh, man. This is an interesting one. It's a hammerhead shape, though. Let me see. Fiance is sneaking past. Yeah, exactly. She's just like a ninja. What did you
This
say?
is all that I rolled up. Many external engines, sphere, command, tower, plasma, thruster, and tentacles. All right, baby. See, that's nothing but fun right there. I would rather have that.
That honestly sounds like so
Bunch
much
of
fun.
rings.
Y'all, everyone be rolling way more exciting things than we can ever do. You know what I mean? Like, we rolled up a raccoon, a freaking gorilla, a vampire squid, and a full-blown, what was that other animal? A bat. And then we had to try to make something out of that. That was a challenge. And some of y'all ended up coming up with some really cool and awesome other ideas. And y'all rolled up some way better stuff that we could ever do. What's it called? If Mr. Big can combine with his spaceship, that he would be... Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. I don't know if I'm reading that correctly. If Mr. Big can combine with his spaceship, then he would be Mr. Big. I believe I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, like combine into a big, like, Voltron version of him. I smell what you're stepping in.
Gross.
That may be the way to go. I'm not sure.
Okay, I think I have an idea of what I can do here. I can even incorporate the ring design on that, at least. In a weird way, it's going to look like I'm drawing like a... Again, either way, I'm drawing a hammer. it's again a hammer head, but I like the idea that let me see, we kind of got that going on over here, and then it will have like a ring thing right there. Okay, not the thing ring, right? Although I feel like that would be a fun way to actually help the thing become human.
Thing ring, do your thing.
See, that was one of my, like, if I was to be in charge of like the Fantastic Four, like if editorial gave me like all rights to do whatever with the Fantastic Four, that is the one thing I would love to do, where I feel like at some point they would find, like, the Fantastic Four would find a specific like material that can actually negate cosmic effects and whatnot, and I feel like Reed Richards would convert it to a ring, so then that way he would give it to the thing and he can turn back into a human. And I feel like that would be like such, first of all, cool jewelry to give out, because, you know, got to have that bling. And then not only that, it's also a fun little plot device. But that is just my opinion. Nobody asked for. Okay.
I like Jordan's idea of what if the rings can create portals to different sectors of the universe. Like, I like the idea of that. Like the Mass Effect engine, kind of like, you know, having this device that could generate enough energy to create a portal, and that's how the ship moves without like having obvious engines. It just to a different point in space. I like that idea a lot. Okay, you know what?
What do I know?
It just says the rings have to be rotating, and it needs a ring-shaped bridge and ring stabilizers.
I don't know why I'm kind of getting weird hot rod vibes with with the way that I'm kind of doing it here. All right, so we got that over here. Okay, I kind of got it. I got something going on. What are we doing, Deadpool? First of all, hey, how you doing? You cut. It's like, hey guys, joining in on my way home from school. Well, the fact that you even hopped in after school, it's like a bit of a fulfillment of that dream I've always had for this show. So thank you so much. That really does mean a lot, Deadpool. Thank you for joining in. Not only that, what are we doing? We're designing our own spaceship, bro. This is actually the first episode here on Roll for Hero. We're officially designing our very own vehicles. And just so that you kind of get caught up here, we ended up rolling a city-sized spaceship that happens to have a bunch of rotating rings and happens to be in the shape of a hammerhead. And not only that, happens to have a ring-shaped bridge with no visible engines and also happen to have ring stabilizers. I need you to understand this, that the ring stuff was 100% coincidental, and I managed to roll up everything ring-based for this ship. Mr. Fish rolled up the city-size thing, the hammerhead thing, and then the no visible engine part. So, you know, it's my fault that we have to deal with so many rings. With the round cockpit bridge could be a place at the handle end of the hammer-looking ship Mr. E is working on. Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. So, like, the way that I was thinking about it, because, again, it has to be in the shape of a hammerhead. So I was thinking that, like, maybe that, like, you know, we have all the civilians kind of like the, I don't know, the way that I'm kind of thinking about it, it's like the weirdest way that I can describe it is like biblically accurate hammerhead spaceship. How this makes sense, we will never know. All right, so we kind of got that going on over there. Also, if you hear a heated discussion in the back, my father has happened to be joining us today, and he is currently just vibing out, enjoying his time here in Orlando. Sounds wild. Yeah, it is wild, Dadpool. It is a blast and a half. And if you want to partake, obviously you could probably, you know, look back where we were just rolling up our fun little spaceship ideas. Who knows? Maybe you can even create spaceship or some kind of an aircraft in your whole little universe if you ever got that going on. All those rings remind me of one of the angels in the Bible. Yes, I think is in the book of Ezekiel, where they mention all these strange, you know, angels that are depicted, and those angels are nothing to scoff at. You know, there's a reason why they say do not fear, because some of them are quite literal rings of eyes, fire, and wings. I would actually crap my pants if I ever saw one of those, but that's if you happen to be a prophet, crazily enough. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Mr. Big's robot gang could combine with a spaceship. Now, see, that's if you get the right kind of robots to partake in being a part of this entire spaceship type of situation here.
We got all these robots in this gang and not a single Voltron. Come on. Who's in charge of recruitment?
Careful there. If you say Voltron, the wife is just going to come in. She loved the Voltron Netflix show when it came out and then was very disappointed by the end because reasons.
I've started it like 3 times and never did get. It's not that I don't like it. I never can get very far into it. I
This is
get
why-
distracted, and then next thing you know, I forgot what I watched, and I'd have to start all over again.
Okay, so I think I have the generalized concept of it. It just looks like a sideways hammers with a bunch of rings wrapped around it.
See, when I heard Hammerhead, the only thing I was thinking was shark.
See, and I was thinking of an actual hammer. So, you know what I think this spaceship could be like? I think this spaceship would be kind of like the ones in. Now, again, I am not a Star Trek fanatic, so forgive me. I know nothing of Star Trek. How could I be a nerd and not know Star Trek?
That's what I'm asking.
I know, right? But isn't the like classic Star Trek spaceship itself like not really meant to be in like gravitational fields? Because it looks like there are some parts of that ship that are very like delicate, and if it was under a gravitational pull, it looks like it would snap.
I mean, they can land, but yeah, they're not designed for that, really. I mean, Voyager was, but they're pretty massive ships.
Tommy Drula says, "Hey, love your design sketches so far, guys. Esteban's design looks sort of like a Wright brothers plane, somewhat." You know what? I'm glad you can see it because I currently don't. So, I mean, you definitely got an imagination that I am not aware of. So, keep up with that imagination. We need more people like you. Like everyone here who's tuning in on Roll for Hero as you're watching your two weird uncles drawing some very strange spaceships. And also a bit of a little fun tidbit. Just the other day, I just for the kicks and giggles of it, I Googled ourselves, I just Googled the Roll for Hero thing to kind of see what would be brought up of it. And then if you actually look it up on Google and, type in Roll for Hero, the Google like AI would automatically tell you kind of like what it's actually about. It'll either tell you it's about like a Steam game, or it'll actually tell you about our show and even go as far as to, quoting the two uncles in the show, Uncle E and, Mr. Fish.
Yeah.
We made it. We're into that famous. Anyways. Are we? I don't know.
Yeah, I finally beat out the guy that did a short-lived, apparently like Instagram cartoon or something about Mr. and Mrs. Fish that was really badly drawn. I finally beat him out in the search engine for when I searched for Mr. Fish comics. And there is a political cartoonist whose name doesn't have anything to do with fish at all that calls himself Mr. Fish for some reason.
Sorry, well, that was the Discord on my end, I believe.
And yeah, I was glad to see one day when I Googled myself that I actually showed up. But I've been named Fish longer than that guy's been working as a political cartoonist, so I'm not going to fight over my name.
All right, people, to get it, you're on the internet. My lord, sorry about that, everyone. My Discord is popping off.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 'cause one of my friends is kind of experimenting with her style because I got artist friends since high school. My lord. Hey there, Starlight. Hope you're doing well. Not someone on the chat is actually a good friend of mine, personal friend of mine, who's currently listening to the show. Thank you so much. It means so much. Yes. There we go. All right. Would it be interesting too if the Cosmic Coalition made a superhero team that was Jupiter Jack, Meteor Mandy, that has Jupiter Jack and Meteor Mandy are a part of. So basically, like if we created other superheroes that are all like cosmically based, I'm not against that. You know what I think would be really cool? If we created our very own rendition of like the Nova Corps, like obviously the Nova Corps being the Cosmic Coalition, but I would actually want to design the actual like soldier suits for the Cosmic Coalition. I think that'll be a really interesting episode to dive into one day. So
That'd be cool.
it'd always be interesting. Alrighty then. I'm digging it. Call me a construction worker because I'm digging it. Yeah, I definitely think this spaceship would definitely only exist in space. Like, I feel like this would have to be one of those kind of city-like cruise liners where it's like, again, a whole city. It's like putting Manhattan in a spaceship and then just chucking it off and then just seeing like what planets it'll go to for like tourist destinations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it couldn't be. I know this one I'm designing certainly couldn't land anywhere.
Dadpool says, yeah, one of you could do officer uniforms and the other can do enlisted uniforms. See, this is why we keep you around, Dadpool. This is why we keep you around, because you're creating banger ideas like this. Come on, guys, keep it going. But listen, you are creating your own universes. I'd like to believe that some of y'all are. And if you are, I'd love to see what you guys would do. Melanie Hara says, hello. I believe that is actually my childhood friends from like my middle school years. Dear Lord, I'm experiencing a lot.
I'm having all the feelings.
Having all the emotions. Currently listening to me while she works. Good on you.
What is up, Melanie? Glad you're here. I'm not going to hold it against you that you know Esteban from way back. I don't hold it against fiancés, so I'm not going to hold it against you.
No, you kidding me? She'll actually hold one thing against me for sure. She'll definitely hold something against me, being childhood friends. Could you guys please show the raw way? Because you guys, I believe, I'm not even sure how to even say that. Emiquays Cabal states, because you guys, I think I meant to say, could you guys please show the long that I made for you guys to spend a lot of time on them? Thank you. I don't know if I read that correctly. I'm illiterate, so I mean, I'm trying my best here. And I think I want to make comic books. Melanie Hara, bro, you...
Did you leave it on my community page? Or where did you post it to? Because I've got one new one on my page, and I don't think. Do you have a community page set up on your YouTube?
For me, I don't believe so. No.
Okay, because I've got. Pull this over here. I've got this one. Cybercomic 6 days ago is the only new one I've got. Oh, I like that.
What do we got? Oh,
Got the gems on it and like the power all ripping through the chest and stuff. Oh, that's cool.
that's like Cartoon Network, like Avatar: The Last Airbender kind of like world building kind of stuff right there.
Oh yeah, that is sharp. Oh. Ooh, that's cool.
Look at you impressing your uncles out here.
3 legs going on.
Alrighty then. There we go.
Those are really cool. I like the designs. I really like the colors too. I post my role for Heroes on Instagram, which will also get posted on Facebook. All right, let me check Instagram real quick. I ran out of time to check it this morning.
Perfect. This gives me the strategic advantage of actually trying to finish up this image of this spaceship that looks like a hammer.
Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? With search.
All right. Boom, boom, boom.
Man, I know I just skewed my algorithm the other day working on a album cover for a client. I I had to start my Instagram over from scratch because my old account got hacked and William Shadowwalker. Is this Roll for Hero?
There we go.
No, that's just OCR. That's not Roll for Hero.
Oh, this is a question for Mr. Fish. Would you ever be interested in turning your indie comic into a cartoon? Probably, like Alice Lost in Wonderland indie comic, sort of like Invincible.
Oh man, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. That is something I would deeply love to do. Just gotta. I mean, though honestly, I got to get enough attention for anybody to care first. Got to get enough followers, enough fans buying the books to get the attention of the animation studios. But I would love to. I would love to. I think it would be really cool. I think Green Zone would make a really good like anime. I think Green Zone would lend itself really well to that because I mean, there's no way you're going to get somebody doing a live action show with one of the main characters being an 8 foot tall lizard monster in every shot. That's too much hassle. Okay, now this is one from Benjamin that I haven't seen before, so I'm thinking this must be a new one. Oh, it's one day ago. Okay. All right. It didn't come up at the top of the search engine like it was a day ago. Where did you go? I just had you. Where did you go? What did Oh, it went to the wrong screen. That's why it didn't work. All right.
Oh, hello. Look what we got here.
Yeah.
Love that, guys. I'm loving it.
This world during the last 5 episodes.
Dragon Gaming says, after thinking it over, I would call my ship the Leech, a mini personal stealth ship that uses its tentacles to drain other larger ships' energies to power its external, plasma thrusters. Now you see that.
Ooh.
Hello. That is a threatening ship, by the way. I love that.
Oh, that's wild.
Start drawing, asked Melanie Hera.
That's probably the one where he got all the different animals he had to roll up stick together.
Oh, that's crazy. But to answer Melanie's question, what's it called? Melanie asked, what inspired you both to start drawing?
I was drawing because everybody was drawing. I was drawing because that's what all the kids did. And, my mom was an artist and my brother and sister liked to draw. So, I had people that could draw better than me around. that could draw cool things or color in really good coloring book pictures and stuff and inspire me to want to do more stuff like that. But what really got me hooked was in kindergarten, like I was voted like the best artist in class. And I was the best artist in class because, and I'll show you right now what we drew. I could draw a dragster out of two different sized circles and a triangle. And that we all drew this same dragster. We all drew that same thing. And then I got the idea one day that if I made smaller circles, I could make hubcaps. And if I put a squiggle back here, I could have smoke coming off of it. And that got me voted as the best artist in class in pre-K or kindergarten or whatever, because I had those two little bright ideas. And then later on, I got the idea to make another circle for a helmet and put a little shoopy-doo on there. And then I started putting some smokestacks on it and stuff. Just simple little shapes. It was crappy drawings, but they said I was the best artist and, oh, you're such a talented artist, blah, blah, blah. So I started practicing and ran with it, and it became a hyper focus. And next thing you know, that was all I did. And I wasn't particularly good when I started out. I just had a couple of ideas, and some of those my brother might have given me. I mean, I can't remember back to kindergarten that well. He might have pointed me in the direction or, told me what to do. I don't know. But it made me the most talented kid in kindergarten. And then I got a lot of praise for that, and I ran with it. And now it's been my job for, I figured it up the other day. Man, it's been like 35, close to 40 years I've been making my living as an artist. That's nuts.
That really is. And I mean, obviously, I know that's not an easy position to be in, especially because you got to try to get those commission works, got to get those Kickstarters and all that stuff functioning. But I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not a little envious of the fact that you have made that your overall career. Because again, that's my biggest goal, that I want to turn this into a full-time gig, like making comic books, drawing guys in their underwears, beating the crap out of each other. That is my goal and my ambition there. Can we not scam callers? You can scam me later, but not today. I'm in the middle of doing a show. The audacity of these people trying to steal from me.
Are you bothering my wife on stream?
Yes, I am, actually.
Well, she said to quit it.
No, not gonna quit it, Melanie.
I'm sorry, I tried. I love you.
Melanie from Texas. Anywho's.
Melanie tattled on you.
Yes, she did. Honestly, that's really on par for the course here. Childhood friend, she's gonna tattle at some point. Anywho's. If you make a cartoon, I highly recommend Glitch Productions because they are known to help indie projects and stuff like that. For Mr. Fishes, also. I mean, that is very true. But then again, we are indie comic creators, and I mean, most of the indie projects that are. Yes.
Oh, I'm just.
Sorry about that. Can you actually turn on that light? I was actually in that. Thank you, Esteban. Thank you. But basically, like with Glitch Productions, a lot of those projects happen to already be animated. Yes, some of them could have started off as comic books and then like got to the point of like, oh, I want to see this as a show. But again, with indie comics, it's really, really different. You really need to have like an audience of like an entire apartment complex and then some, in my opinion. But I'm not sure. I can't do math. I do comic books. I draw the silly things. I'm drawing a hammer spaceship. I don't know how to dictate such things.
Whoopsie. Yeah, it takes a lot of interest to get somebody to want to invest the kind of money it takes into one of our properties to turn it into something. When you got 100 people backing a Kickstarter, that's just not enough for Netflix to be like, yeah, let's invest $1 million in getting this thing turned into a anime. But if you've got 1 million followers that are going to tune in, or really what they want is more people to sign up. If they could pull anybody else in to sign up because they have your whatever on there, then
Yeah, of course they're gonna want your show.
yeah. Now, what I'm doing at this point is I have made a shape out of my hammerhead, and then I've put this ring inside of it that is the engine that is powering. And I kind of used another hammerhead going the other direction in my thinking to get the shapes. And then I put this stabilizing ring around the outside of it that is like spinning of its own accord to help maintain the fields as this thing blips in and out of existence. And now I am just pulling random crap off my desk. Like I pulled this highlighter up off of my desk and I used it for these braces here on the side where I did have like I was thinking like the hammer handle on the outside of the hammer, but instead I used this shape from this pin to add on to it. Where did I put it? I just had it in my hands a second ago. Man, I could lose my head if it wasn't attached. I used the blade, the body from my X-Acto knife to make this little section down here. I'm like picking up this toy grenade on my desk, like looking at the shapes, trying to find interesting shapes and things to add to this now to make it more interesting and fill it out and make it seem a little more complex of a shape than what it does right now.
You love disturbing my peace.
Yes, actually.
Women.
Men.
Indeed. All y'all. That's what the
Honey,
I know.
trying to get justice for Melanie here.
Yes, actually. For my wife. Yes.
Did you know you were gay?
hashtag justice for Melanie.
Man, you got Mr. Fish on your side, Mel. Anyways, but jokes aside, though, got some fun little chit chats kind of going on over here.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, there we got a lot. Hold on a second.
Spaceship shaped like a porta potty.
Exactly.
Powered by sanitation materials coalescing at the bottom of it.
We got Dragon Game saying the leech is definitely a skirmish, stealth, and drain energy and fly away very fast. Hard to hit a ship that's the size of a person. It designs resembles the anatomy of a glass over human eyeball. Okay, that's actually really impressive, and that's actually really cool. I like that a lot. Rob Shepard says, imagine a spaceship which is shaped like a porta potty and powered by sanitation materials, as you were just reading there. And then imagine the Doctor Who TARDIS, but it's a porta potty. I mean, I guess you could say that's, low budget Doctor Who. And then Melanie says,
quick, somebody needs to muster up some fuel.
Yeah. Melanie says, I'm not very good with mech, but I would love to draw something y'all have down here. Esther, I'm not drawing the spider, gorilla, octopus, vampire thing. I showed that image to her. She's like, I'm horrified.
Or that bat gorilla thing.
Yep.
I was confused with squid and octopus. I was like, when did you draw something like that?
Well, maybe if you watched an episode of Over Here, then maybe
yeah, it was octopus. Yeah, it was. Never mind.
She got it, everyone. She got it.
I'm legit a little bit worried about what happened to that X-Acto knife.
Oh
no.
I have a feeling I'm going to find it in a way I don't want to find it.
And then also, imagine if a spaceship is shaped like a toilet. I mean, insert skibbity toilet joke here, I guess. I don't know. Benjamin, but Melanie says, hashtag justice for Melanie. XD, XD.
Justice for my wife.
Of course, she's a girl's girl.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes you question how I'm going to be as a father. Alrighty. We are drawing some spaceships, baby. You know, there's what's it called? I think there's a YouTube channel called Steady Crafting, and they actually, I don't know if they have a series where they like roll up, like, you know, how you should try to build a particular spaceship, but I do know they do that for mechs. That was really cool. Oh, see, we should probably do that for next episode. Do an entire mech episode. That would be awesome. But then again, where's the spontaneity in it?
See, that's the thing. You keep bouncing back and forth between, oh, here's a great idea. Let's plan all this out. Wait a minute. Here's a whole new great idea. It goes in a whole new direction. Oh, wait a minute.
Listen, it's not my fault that we have ideas. That's the whole point of the show. The whole point of the show is that we have ideas. We execute the ideas. We use plastic little boxes that dictate ideas. Yes, I'm crazy. I'm Hispanic.
See, Beyonce knows what I'm talking about over there. She knows them ideas be coming a mile a minute. Not always making sense, but
you're right.
I can't complain because I'm the same way. It's just funny. It's funny to see it as somebody else and not be the one on the inside of it all.
You're like, oh, finally, not me. Thank God. It's like, glad to know I'm not the only one suffering. Alrighty. Sorry for the crash out there, everyone. I have some things to work through. I blame my wife. I don't know why. I blame her. It's the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You tried to poison me, and I'm going crazy now.
I put something in your PB&J.
I wouldn't be surprised if that actually ends up becoming the case later down the road. And for legality reasons, these are all jokes. So we love each other very much.
Or were they?
Whoa, listen, I can't get canceled here.
All like jokes.
Sitting on his, like the blue Raja sitting on his.
Always said Esteban was such a nice guy. His father spoke highly of him.
This is true.
They didn't know the truth. Ever since I had my new friend Will over the other day to help him pack his Kickstarter, and we were joking the whole time because like his wife called and texted constantly because she was really worried about him going to meet some weirdo on the internet, and she's like, he publishes comics like me. He's okay. Oh, he's some weirdo. He's some weird white guy. I don't trust you. And so she called constantly as we were joking about, well, that's what they get for watching Dateline all the time and everything. And then in the process, like we both meant to record the whole packing thing so that we could use it for videos and stuff. And we got to chit-chatting, surprise, surprise. And we both forgot to film. And after he left, we were both talking about how we both forgot to film. And I was like, man, that was a real wasted opportunity. And all I had were like scraps of stuff left around the kitchen from where we had been packing on the kitchen table. And I decided to take pictures of everything and then did kind of like a short little like Dateline sort of like, police segment, like, this is, this is William Stone, new comic book creator on his way to pack his new comic book. This is Fish Lee, established comic book creator who said he was more than happy to help. This is Mr. Fish Comics International. And, this is the welcoming committee, took pictures of my dogs. And this is the shipping station where they packed the books and, and did it. And I kept thinking I should go back and do a Dateline episode version where like, his wife was concerned he was going to meet a stranger off the internet. It'll be okay, he said. Little did they know what was going to happen. And doing it like 8 segments. And, the big twist reveal is we forgot to film. But, make it sound super sinister. It's all in the way he he enunciates things. It doesn't have to be anything bad. She won the first grade spelling bee. But as long as, you say it with that sinister tone.
Again, kind of like how Rakshad does, my shopkeep. He says everything in such an ominous tone and in such a really kind of a cryptic way where it's like, Is he selling me drugs or is he selling me, you know, like flip-flops for the beach? Like what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
And we love it. Also, just so that we can see it, Melanie says, all right, I'm sorry I can't stick around too long, but I'll be sure to watch more when I can. Do expect some gamers in the near future, says Melanie. Thank you, Melanie, for stopping on over and bullying me. So, love you, wife. Well,
That
you know,
was Melanie, everybody.
and then we have Sniper Panda 92 saying, at Rob Shepard, the Schwartz.
May the Schwartz be with you. I can't wait for this one.
You see, they should have done, somebody said this on TikTok already, they should have made the entire Spaceballs 2 movie, and they should have just had it out in stores, in DVD, because in the movie, it stated how it's like home video is like the next best thing.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it. So, horrible marketing, in my opinion. 0 out of 10. Will not watch again.
Called it. What did they say in the first one? Spaceballs 2. The
Schwartz.
The search for more money.
The Schwartz for more money. Yeah. They should have called it that. Damn it.
That absolutely should be the name.
With pepperoni.
100%.
All right.
What's powering each one of your ships, says Rob Shepard. What is the power source? Mine is some kind of crazy dimensional engine. The power is being generated by this big ring, and as they spin it really fast, it creates like a portal, and it just the ship across the universe. And I'm honestly thinking like the ship doesn't have a whole lot of power of its own accord. It can go from like one point to another and can like use gravity wells and, you know, the pull of the sun and whatnot to build up speed before it teleports someplace else and uses that speed to continue traveling in whatever direction. But like I kind of like the idea of it not having any visible engines as it not having an engine. Like it has this device that I can't even remember who suggested. Benjamin or somebody suggested it teleporting, and I love that idea. And I love the idea of a very limited spaceship that can do one really amazing thing, but can't like, you know, maneuver.
I mean, also, once you think about it too, this is also a city as well, like a city-sized spaceship. This is supposed to be like the size of like Manhattan, Detroit, or whatever city you can think of. So like the fact that this would be a spaceship that could actually make that kind of jump and actually like after a hyperdrive just 100%. Calm down right after, that's a pretty amazing feat, you know? Like that's something to really scoff at.
And like I love the idea of like it can't like run away, it can't outrun anybody, but it can jump across the universe. Like, you know, and this thing is city size, like we said. So imagine it takes time to get this engine up to speed. It takes time to, you know, renew and repower everything to be able to fire the engine again. You can't just like bop, 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 bop across the universe. You know, it takes teams of people to make this thing work. And, you know,
I could see like an entire situation where like imagine an alien invasion happens to be like on its way over to like this spaceship, and it's literally going to take days, and like the engine as it's revving up to make its hyper jump, it's like 3 days till hyper jump, and it has like such a limiting factor.
See, I think that would be awesome. Like the fact that like, you know, you're being attacked by, you know, the space vampires or whatever, and you jump, you know, to you know, neighboring system or something, and you didn't get quite far enough away, and they saw where you jumped to, so now they're traveling to where you are, and they're going to be here in 3 days, and you know the engineering team says it's going to be 3 days before you can fire the engine again. So you got everybody working double shifts 24 hours a day trying to get this thing ready to be able to fire again before the bad guys catch up to you. I think that would be a really awesome, super stressful 3 days. That would be a really awesome episode of like, you know, just being able to jump like just far enough sometimes, and then other times like
I just came up with a cool plot. Like if this, like imagine this like a Jupiter Jack story. Imagine Jupiter Jack, Meteor Mandy somehow has a decrease in their cosmic abilities, no longer being able to grow to the size of the size of Jupiter, or be as tiny as a pebble in the void of space. All of a sudden, they end up coming across this giant city space ship that allows them to have a warp jump to their next destination that they just happen to be going to. But in the process, enemies, pirates, Lord Dominus and his entire cruel army are on their way to destroy, obviously the heroes, or, whatever lies within this city-based spaceship. Now they're like on this whole situation. Now they're like basically like trying to keep themselves alive, trying to defend the spaceship. Maybe Lord Dominus and started putting his forces inside of the city, and now it's up for the security, Jupiter Jack, Meteor Mandy, and all the other space themed kind of heroes to come right in, defend as best they can until they can make the hyper jump. Like, imagine that level of insanity. Again, I always try to tie things to that, but I mean, this could also have a myriad of other type of stories that can be in it. Imagine doing a fun slice of life. Like, again, we have the high octane action packed stories of that. But then imagine a slice of life where you see a dude who's just trying to live his life in this spaceship.
Like, yeah, he just has his job to do, has no control over what's going on around him. Like many of us feel in the world today, like there could be all kinds of crazy chaos going on around you, but I can't really do anything about any of that. The only thing I can do is like keep my head down and do my job and, try and take care of my family. And, so like, yeah, the space vampires are coming again. There's always something coming, but I can't do anything about that because I work in sanitation. Best thing I can do is empty the trash in your office. So like, do you need it emptied or what? Like,
Like, look, man, I just work here. Look, we get it. We're always being attacked because there's always some shady business deal going down here. Look, do you just want to get your space chocolate from that candy shop, like down the hall, 3 corners to the right type situation? Or are we just going to go through the whole shebang? All right, look, I got...
Look, I know, okay, there's space vampires on their way. There's always something. There was the lunar werewolves. There's always something, but we're getting into overtime, okay? And HR is not going to pay for overtime on this. So you got to talk to them because my manager is not going to let me work no 24-hour shift. So, and, I don't want my guys getting hurt, working without sleep. So y'all need to figure something out. That could be really a slice of life on this could be really cool. I want to tell that story more now than I want to tell the high octane story. Have the high octane going in the background and you see glimpses of like, the main team of the big guys that are on some adventure and having like firefights and stuff as the aliens invade the ship. But this dude's just like trying to get home after a shift and like, the corridor to my quarters is off limits. It's been depressurized because it's been attacked. And so, now I got to go the long way around the ship to try and get home.
Oh, come on, not the space fight. Come on. It's the 3rd time this cycle. Can I at least go 1.5 cycles without a space pirate attack?
Does nobody care it's my daughter's birthday? Like, the bakery was on that deck, and now it's just poof, gone. What am I supposed to do without a cake?
And I'm on my 3rd strike. My wife is already... Whoa, hey. What did I do for that? What did I do for that?
Okay, I mean...
You're psycho!
I just feel like being a menace, that's all.
I am glad that... You see this. You saw this.
I just want to be a menace, she says.
At least she's honest. I can't be like, oh no, I can't believe I signed up for this. I signed up for this. Knowing she's crazy.
I was thinking about that earlier. And as I was getting ready today, I was thinking about me and my wife have been working really hard to try and declutter stuff. And we're both ADD and we both have way too much stuff. And we tend to collect all kinds of cool little things and be like, oh, this electric tea light will be useful. I could put it in Castle Grayskull. I could use it to light the eyes, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, the battery's dead or doesn't work real well. And, okay, this doesn't work and you can't see it on camera anyway, so I don't really need it. But I hold on to it just in case. And so, and I remember thinking, like, there was this point on our first date where we were talking, and I was like, you know what? Let's just be crazy and let's just be 100% ourselves with each other. And if that's cool, then that's great. If we get along, great. And if we don't, great. We figure that out sooner than later and we go our separate ways, no harm, no foul. But why pretend to be something that we're not to try and impress somebody? Eventually, we're going to have to let our guard down and really be who we are. So let's just be 100% ourselves. And she's like, okay, I'm game. And so we did. And there's a bunch of times I thought for sure I was going to scare her off. Did not. And then, like, I remember walking into her apartment for the first time, and there was just junk everywhere that she had collected. I was like, okay, if I saw this after we got married and she like pretended to be all neat and tidy, I would feel hurt. But seeing that she had as much clutter as I did, okay, cool. I know who you are. I can deal with that. That's fine. And I'm glad that we did that. I'm glad that we chose to be brutally honest with each other.
Trust me, brutal honesty is definitely the key foundation in our relationship. Whether we like it or not, and whether it gets us into some unfortunate gray areas and conversations that we really don't like. Trust me, I don't like putting us in those situations either, because we kind of do it to each other at some point. So it's glad that we get that out of the way, because then we have a much more smoother, situations later down the road. So to people out there, if you want to have a successful marriage, just be autistically weird at first. If you can accept it, move forward.
It'll weed out the normies real quick.
100%. By the way, Benjamin, I love what you said, because honestly, at this point, I think I have to agree. Maybe the fiance is secretly an alien or a robot.
Maybe she's both. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Go on my cover.
Yes.
Is that why she keeps getting the oil changes every 3,000 years?
No,
I just thought it was a woman thing. They're all mysterious.
No, it turns out that one time a month actually happens to be her oil change.
I was just about to say that.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that made that joke.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
I don't know. Women are weird. What am I supposed to say? They put
I
wings
agree.
in their underwear. How do I know what oil changes were odd?
This is day 5 of figuring out how a woman operates. I still don't know, and she finds this face oddly attractive. I still have yet to question that part, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
Clearly, women are nearsighted.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Here's a fun fact for some of y'all. I thought she lost a bet, and that's why she likes me. That is how low my standards were.
I wanted to kill him. I'm like, what bet? Like, why?
Oh man, you want to talk about low standard, man? Oh man, I was so messed up after my divorce that I remember, like, when I started, like, I'd been in therapy for a while and I'd started working through things and getting healthier and dealing with the things that I'd been through. And when I finally got to the point I thought I could maybe start thinking about, just talking to ladies again, not actually looking for anything serious. I remember my first thought was, well, how bad am I willing to go? Like, how far down the ladder am I willing to settle? That was where my mindset was at after years of being in a bad relationship was, like, how far will I not go? Like, what will I not put up with? And then, like, this woman that I kind of sort of knew hit on me at one point, and I thought she was so far out of my league that there was no way I would ever stand a chance with somebody like that. And she was into me for a hot second. And then I ruined it because I was me. But that showed me that it was different than I thought it was. So when I came across this cute young thing on this dating app that was way out of my league, I was like, what the hell? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And took her out to eat at a steakhouse in the middle of COVID. And next thing you know, we just celebrated 5 years of marriage. It's just crazy.
Oh, it's like I just now saw what Dragon Game. Well, not Dragon Game. What Benjamin said. No, wait, no, Dragon Gaming. She's a small alien piloting a human-sized robot. And then Benjamin then says, "Throw water on her to make her stop working." I tried. Not working. I tried. That one doesn't work though.
That's interesting, Tommy. I did not know that about the
Tommy
red
says
pants.
another public domain fact you can use Mickey Mouse in red pants from a poster that is in the public domain, so you can use that as a reference in your Mickey Mouse public domain redesigns. That is actually awesome. And also, once I'm kind of done, I feel like I got the general gist of my ship, but I'm gonna show off some fun little art I did. I actually did some art of like my own rendition of Mickey Mouse, Oswald, as well as Felix the cat in a epic Mickey kind of a way, kind of. What else we got over here? We go beep, beep, boop, boop, beep. Agreed, sniper. Agreed. I do agree with that term there. Although, sorry, I don't speak clanker in here.
How dare you?
Honey, you know.
Racist.
You know I'm racist. This is why I love NASCAR. Maybe upload a virus to the fiance, or if she's in an alien, I can't think of anything. Listen, man, I'm equally lost as you are. She put the ring on me, realistically speaking.
It is true. I did give him a ring when he proposed to me.
This is actually true. And that ring still hangs on to my keys till this day. So I never lose them. Example. Thank you. Thank you. This is a great ring right here with Nordic type of patterns on them. Those are sick. Anyways, Jordan says, what about a spaceship that's haunted and still controlled by the crew and still... Hold up. I was about to horribly read that. Let me retry that again. Jordan says, what about a spaceship that's haunted and still controlled by the crew that all died during or after completing a mission? Now, you see, that is like the legendary ghost tales that I feel, okay, if we had to call like this whole thing into a fun little cryptic horror concept, I would call it like how would I call it? I would call it like Tales from the Void. I think that would be a really fun idea. And then having those be like fun sci-fi horror kind of concepts. That's a really cool story to dive into for sure. Kind of reminds me of, that's actually like a perfect segue to this one horror game idea I had called Escape from Planet Maryville, where it's kind of like a combination of escaping like a literal planet-sized Disney World, but the animatronics and like bio-created like mascots are trying to come at you. Now, that's a whole idea and then some for later down the road. Tommy says, I also saw that Archie's past design from Pep Comics are in the public domain as well, though I think people should do research first. I 100% agree. I would always recommend everyone do research in public domain, like history, and to be sure that the first ever concept of said character is up for grabs. Because I had some really unique suggestions for, especially my Heroes of Gold series. Like one of y'all wanted me to do like Captain Marvel, aka Shazam. Never against that, but that is playing like a really thin line on like the public domain to copyright situation. And same thing with Blue Beetle. As long as you're using like the OG original Ted Kord Blue Beetle, like first appearance type stuff, then yeah, you're fine. But if not, like you got to be careful with that kind of stuff.
And then it's like what aspects are public domain and what aren't, because a lot of the things that maybe everybody loves about that character didn't come out till later. And that's a big one to watch out for, because like just because like the first books of, I don't know, Tarzan are public domain doesn't mean that they all are. So I mean, I don't know, Tarzan's probably public domain, not by now. But I'm just saying, like, just because the first like 10 books are doesn't mean that the last 20 are. So, be careful what you're using.
Yeah,
sure from that.
Always be careful with that, because again, public domain is a lot of fun, but you got to do your homework on that. It's the only fun homework that I really, that's like my favorite homework, weirdly enough, is to actually look up public domain stuff, because it's like, yes, what can I make knockoffs of today? Or what could I use and not get in legalistic trouble for? Which is the reason why that I decided to make my character not based off of a spider when I did my Ultra Value Spider-Man video, because I don't want to play into that unfortunate legality of creating a spider-themed hero and then like, one day get a notice from Marvel being like, hey, stop it, or we take your money. And I'm like, I'm broke, so I don't want that to happen.
Don't take what I don't have, Mr. Mom.
Exactly. And hey there, Dad, how you doing? Anyways, not Dad Pool, my actual father. He's here on the stream. How you doing there? Anyways, we got I want to revamp a Fat Man, the human flying saucer. See, that would be a fun.
That is a weird one.
That is a really odd one, but I kind of like that. Hold on a second. We have for Ultra Value episode, I would love to see your own Adventure Time inspired character roster as well. Wow. See, I'm not an Adventure Time guy. I saw it and I personally didn't like it when it first came out. Again, it was such a departure from all the cartoons that I've seen beforehand. So it really was a culture shock, at least for me, because I was actually in that era growing up with Cartoon Network. So I wasn't really a big fan of it at first.
My son had to grow up and then talk me into watching it. But he made a good argument for it, so I watched it and I really enjoyed it. But I didn't think it was bad. It just didn't strike me as my version of, my first idea what fun would be to watch. And I got what they were doing. It just didn't pique my interest, but I really enjoyed what they did with it. I saw the love for it later, but I didn't get it in the beginning.
Okay, I think I got some really fun ideas over here. I'm actually kind of liking this little thing where I'm making tiny spaceships to kind of show off the fact that it's actually a very, very large spacecraft. Just to really give it that sense of scale and size for this city-sized thingamathing. Anyways, Benjamin says, keep any charger away from the fiance and any electrical equipment. Okay, love it. Let's tone that back now. Well, could easily get away with using a concept of turtle based off of different genres. Back you made that. Oh, yeah, that's right. So I did do a public domain episode, but it really was more of an ultra value Ninja Turtles thing, but it wasn't really every character was based off of a ninja. It was more the turtles had a fun element to them. So instead of it being a ninja, one was a cowboy, one was an adventurer, one was a tech based kind of a thing. Again, I'm loving the fact that some of y'all are actually quoting my old videos like that. That is true dedication to the channel. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching those, by the way. What show are we talking about? That's a great question. I'll get back to you in 3 to 5 business days.
What are we talking about?
That's actually one of my favorite responses I'm ever able to give anyone. When I'm at work and I'm on the register and I'll be like, oh, how you doing, sir? And oh, great. How are you? I'm like, good question. I'll get back to answer. They always laugh because that's the one response they never hear.
I'll have to check with corporate and get back to you on that.
Oh, okay. That one's the first. That one's actually first. I wish I said that one a while back.
Let's see. What show are we talking about? We were talking about Adventure Time. I'm still interested in seeing an MHA inspired cast roster for Ultra Value episode.
Not
as well as because I would love to see your own twist for world building concepts. That would be cool. But then also so Ultra Value, is that new?
Yeah, so it's a new series that I started. Basically, it's where I create 100% knockoff. So instead of it being public domain, I just kind of Ultra Value comes from the term great value, from Walmart.
Oh, yeah, I get it. I thought that was probably what it was, but I haven't seen the videos yet.
Yeah.
But then, honestly, I haven't been on social media much in a while.
Ironically, how this is our, for some, this is our full-blown occupation. Is that a pen holder? Mm-hmm. That is awesome. Anyways, honestly, I never watched Adventure Time. I never fully watched it. I've seen a few episodes here and there, and they're oddly captivating to me. But again, it's a kind of a thing where I have to, kind of like what Mr. Fisher was explaining when he was watching it. He saw that there was the love of the show and how that can actually play a, so it's something you got to get into, kind of a deal.
Yeah, it wasn't my bag at first, but I get it now. I dig it. I don't know it as well as my son does, but I enjoyed it.
I mean, I saw that Thrasher poster that he made of the banana character doing a little kickflip. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that came out really good.
And then what's it called? Tommy says, I also mean My Hero Academia as well, if you're probably curious. I'm obviously not against that. Again, the one thing I love about the Ultra Value series is the fact that I get to open up to other genres. So I'm not just restricted to superheroes. Yes, I'm going to keep doing superheroes because obviously it would be funny to make a bunch of knockoff superheroes. But it's also good to kind of like, it also helps me extend my idea to kind of like make, yes, knockoff stuff. And that's kind of the gimmick. It's the fun gimmick of it is like basically making a lower grade or maybe a unique grade of that popular pop cultural thing and then just kind of making it my own to an extent. So I'm never against the idea of testing out different animes or maybe even going as far as to doing like Marvel, DC characters, or maybe characters from TV shows, depending. Again, it's weird because I don't have like a really wide expansion of like shows that I watch because I basically watch like the same show. It's anime. I watch a lot of like the same genre, kind of, because we both watch the same thing. Look, it's either slice of life, romance, or something else in between. Just because it's something nice to have in the background while I draw, and she just kind of, you know, ogles at the characters falling in love with each other as we hate the comedic character interrupting every moment. As one does.
Indeed.
Okay, maybe I should try a different. Well, again, spaceships are a interesting thing to try to color because I don't know how to really go about this, unless. All right, give me a color palette and a 3 and a 2 and a 1, and herewith we go with. You know what? Let's try this one. I was trying to use this palette beforehand on a character design, but let's see if it would be cool for a ship design.
Okay.
Yeah, this is definitely breaking out of my comfort zone because I never would have drawn spaceships like this. I would have always tried to go for like the classic generic spaceship. Hello, can we?
Oh, I would have 100% grabbed some junk and come up with something off of that. I would not have picked something as difficult as like trying to incorporate a hammer shape and
Rings.
and this many rings. I might have done a couple rings, maybe, if it tickled my fancy, as many things do. But I sure as heck wouldn't have tried to incorporate this many rings. But you know.
All right, come on. Hello. Oh, smells so good.
Smells good. What you having?
I don't know, but whatever it is, my dad making it. So I mean, for a bald man, he knows how to cook. The way that I think about it, bald men have a more, have a more of a wireless reception kind of a deal going on here. Since you don't have all that hair, you're now able to get more information in your head properly.
Dinner's ready.
Thank you, honey bun. So my father had an entire knowledge download on basically just making food. And I mean, as a pastor, that's one way he will definitely win an entire congregation.
Through the belly is a good way to go.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, wait. Okay. We working with something here.
Man, I did a whole freaking show on School of Fish back in the day about building that spaceship for the Mighty Caw.
Oh my god, wasn't I there for that or no? Or
do what?
Was I there for that one? Because I feel like I was. Or I feel like
no.
Okay.
It was a while ago. But yeah, I built the spaceship that appears several times in the Mighty Caw. I built it on stream live, and I'm definitely getting vibes of that again.
I remember this one time.
Process of
Remember this one time I drew not drew a spaceship. I made a spaceship out of the green leaf tea like plastic bottles. I think I took like 3 of those, some chopsticks, and some other things, and I glued everything together, and I gave it a gray spray paint. I'm like, I loved it so much, and I was like playing around with it. It was like like a little fiber like going whoosh,
Oh yeah.
Okay, so maybe you can redesign the Sinful Seven episode as the villains for the Grub. Like imagine Blackthorn, the shark, the brain fighting the Grub. Now, I'm not against that, actually. That's a really cool concept. Plus, I get to actually use those villain designs for something. Question, who's the Grub? He is a comic book character that I'm currently working on as of right now. My New Year's resolution goal is to at least create 1 book a month. And the current character that I'm going to be implementing this whole idea for is a character called the Grub. He is a bug-based hero who digs, holes and punches, kaijus and criminals in the face. So we love to see it. But yeah, he's a really fun character. I'm having a lot of fun putting that one together. Anyways, maybe Uncle E's ship can be known as the Lux, short for Luxury City. It's not a bad idea with all the little fun rings all around it and whatnot. What if you guys created a group of humans that were chosen by a space council to become a team of intergalactic superheroes, like the Green Lantern Corps and Power Rangers? Okay, now listen here, Jordan. Listen here. Listen here. How dare you? How dare you give us such an idea as this? And you think that we're not going to try to find
We're coming in here with your good ideas.
Listen, I already have 17 backed up ideas that I know I won't be able to touch a single one of those on this show. And you had the audacity to come to me with something like this? Come on you.
Yes, how are you? Thank you. Oh, he thinks he's Ben. That's who he thinks he are. It all
imagine the Death Patrol also be villains of the Grub. Okay. Death Patrol. That's more of a DC thing. But again, I don't have a... It's weird because I do have 3 characters in mind for my little endeavors for this. So the Grub is the first one. The second one, someone was commenting and they're like, oh, you should do a Common Rider next. And I'm like, shh, don't be spoiling nothing now, okay? But apparently now I have to do a Common Rider one, which was actually the idea to begin with. And then the third one is kind of like a combination of a Power Ranger and something else, like Cupid and a Power Ranger. That's the best I'm going to say. Anyways, I don't know if you know Danganronpa, but would love to see a Danganronpa inspired roster concept for the Ultra Value. Not really into that in particular. I think it's like a psychological thriller type thing, not my forte, but I can see the appeal for it. But again, not part of my overall shtick of styles of things that I do. Okay, I think that this darker blue kind of works better. All right.
Nope.
Alrighty. What do we got going on here? I love clearing my throat because it makes me talk properly. Look at English properly. All right. English, the American language that nobody knows how to speak, even though we speak the American English dialect. Okay.
Oh, goodness. I forgot. I got to keep watching time now. I never really had to worry about time before, but now I got a whole nother show I have to do after this.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to see what I can do to kind of wrap. I mean, I more or less got the idea kind of all set from here. Like, it's as good as I'm going to get. I mean, spaceship-wise. But, I mean, it's not too bad. I feel like I could do more with it. Again, I'm not really sure how I could... I don't know how else I can really expand upon this. That would be having, like, a lot more... what's it called? I think it's pretty cool so far. It's probably not my best work, but it is work nonetheless that I still enjoy. I actually like the result of the ship. I just don't know how I would properly color it.
Yeah, that's coming out cool.
So it's like, I can see the more spaceship element of it. I love the hammer concept that I'm going off of here. So I mean, hey, it's functioning. It's looking like a spaceship, a hammer, and a bunch of rings, biblically accurate style.
Biblically accurate hammer.
The one that God used to make the world. Just All right, there we go, Pangea. And I think that's more or less going to kind of be it for me, at least spaceship wise. So this is at least what I managed to create. I actually enjoy this. I just don't. I think it's just because I would have to add patterns to it. And again, I know Mr. Fish has to keep for time because he has a whole other show that he's going to be a part of. But while I more or less have some of y'all nieces and nephews here hostage and whatnot, I'm going to show y'all a thing that I did do for kicks, giggles, and everything else in between. Where are you at? You here? Yes, you are. I had this idea for, if you can clear out, it's like this little, I don't know how we do it, but I call it Epic Tunes. So this is like obviously my rendition. Mickey Mouse, I'll be right here. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and then Felix the Cat. But my rendition of Mickey, creepishly enough, has little buck teeth, like little rodent teeth. And in the Epic Mickey style, I wanted to give him the paintbrush like he did in the video game, but I wanted to make it a little different because then like they would represent something differently. So Mickey Mouse would represent like being the artistic and the creative kind of side, the visual medium. Then you would have Ozzy, who's, you know, like a bunny, so he has ears. And not only that, I love the fact that he had a banjo. So he could represent the musical side of what goes into creating animations and having fun storytelling. And then there's Felix the Cat over here. And I was thinking about like, what else could Felix be about? I heard he has that little magical little pouch that he brings with him. So I'm thinking like maybe he can bring like fun little elements, like little props, if you will, whenever he tells a story. And like those are like fun little elements. And if it was like a video game, those would be like really interesting like concepts to work with. You know, like maybe there's a particular time where you need to do a combination of props and sound. Maybe like you need a prop to create a sound, or maybe you need a prop to create a fun visual element and find ways to do all three. But yeah, I call it Epic Tunes. So this is the fun cover where, you know, they're all just kind of like looking like brothers to some extent. And then we have the more Epic Mickey in style, you know, stylized cover with like a dark demon blob of sorts. So I really like the way this came out. And then if we actually take a closer look at this, they're all kind of like ink words going up. Again, in the style of Epic Mickey.
Cool.
There we go. Would be interesting for an ultra value Max Steel, Iron Man, Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom would be. That is actually not. I do actually have plans to do Iron Man. Weirdly enough, Mecha Man from Dispatch. So I'm actually going to do that at some point. I have the whole suit designed and everything. Ship colors. How about either black, white, and gold, like armor, space, like armors, space armors, or the color of the Cosmic Coalition in metallic coloring. Now that's if we were doing Cosmic Coalition spaceships and Cosmic Coalition adjacent things. This is supposed to be, I guess, more like a city-based ship. This would be kind of like a third party or just its own separate thing that would just exist in this sci-fi universe that we're building here, which again, I'm having a blast putting this entire, you know, universe together and whatnot. So it's a lot of fun here. I love the Jupiter Jack characters. I love the universe that we managed to build up. And if I'm incorrect, I mean, what does this make? Because I know I missed an episode and I didn't draw from that one. So if we had to look at it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's see, 8. So this makes episode 8, I believe. Yeah. That is crazy, guys. That is crazy. We're on episode 8 of season 2 for the Sci-Fi Saga, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. But it's also kind of like bittersweet knowing that at some point we're going to have to say goodbye to the sci-fi universe and probably go elsewhere. But of course, I'm always going to be excited to see what we're going to be drawing in those newer seasons, what settings we're going to be rolling up. Like that part I have yet to properly, you know, figure out, like, how are we going to figure out what we're doing for next season? Are we going to be doing 2 separate lists? Are we actually going to be building up a universe that we've already established and then just kind of expanding it further? Who knows? This show got so much potential going on for it. Since we have Felix the Clocks, the Felix character needs to have Luke time manipulation, or turns out to be a version of Kronos, the god of time. Okay. Maybe for Epic Tunes, you could make a comic inspired by Castle of Illusions or Kingdom Hearts concept. Not against that idea, but again, that could work because a lot of the stuff that Disney utilizes is public domain. Again, Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland, most of the fairy tale stuff are public domain adjacent. But there are other things that they do work with that are made in the modern day and 90s and onward. So I'm not against the idea of touching on those topics. But again, that's just, I might even go that's a topic and then some. You should do an Ultra Value Justice Society of America. Not a bad idea. Again, some DC. I feel like with DC characters, they kind of fall under the category of like, yes, here's Superman, Batman, or Wonder Woman, just done differently. I'm not saying that's all of them, but I feel like it is to an extent. But I feel like I could always be challenged to try to create other renditions of some characters. And again, I feel like with the DC and the Marvel universe, they can always expand, and I can always extend the Ultra Values to those alone. But I want to try other things other than superheroes and stuff. I only did superheroes just as a fun gateway entry, so I want to see if I can try other things. God, I'm talking a lot. Okay. What was it called? Sorry, I forgot to type in Iron Man spacesuit. Okay. Thank you, Dragon Gamer, for the clarification. Imagine if there was a spaceship that looks like an old school train. Now you see, that would actually be really cool. And then you would have like a murder mystery train storyline where, probably get like some intergalactic detective trying to figure out the case of who murdered the gelatinous hierarch king. I don't know.
Sometimes you knock it out of the park, and sometimes you just wandering around in the parking lot talking to yourself. Happens to the best of us. Oops.
There we go. I definitely feel like I'll have to find a way to color this properly at some point. Maybe you can do an Ultra Valley episode inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog concepts, like rip off Jet Wave, like Jet Wave and Storm could be freaking cool. Plus, rip off Eggman could be pretty funny. You know what? I actually do have an idea for that. For like a whole knockoff Sonic universe kind of a thing, because it also was going to be like an in-universe thing for the Unbeatables. That my Speedster character Boost, he was actually gonna, like, one of his favorite video games was actually gonna be known as Zoomy, which is like a little hamster character that goes on little adventures with a hummingbird. So it was gonna have like that Sonic vibe there. Don't forget Shelbyville Steampunk Spaceship Train. You're not wrong. Again, I totally forget the fact that Shelbyville, like, I feel like we could transition easily over to the steampunk universe, but again, we gotta explore other avenues here. We gotta challenge our creativity. We gotta do things that we don't like to do, like draw a spaceship that looks like a hammer and a series of rings. Was I expecting to draw this? Absolutely not. Am I happy that we did? I'll get back to you when I have a good answer. But honestly, this is a lot of fun, like getting to explore different styles of ships and whatnot. Actually, sometimes I'll actually save these lists, and in the off chance, I'll just design like a random character just for my own, enjoyment, just to kind of see how I would even go about doing that. So, I mean, yeah,
that's coming out pretty good.
It actually is. I actually like that idea. Like, it just looks like you took like an average hammer, just went, just kind of wrapped it around.
Yeah, and like I'm trying to add enough things to make it feel like it's not so much a hammer. Like I'm trying to break up that silhouette some, but like some parts of it are just kind of unmistakable. Like, like the claw on the back is kind of hard to ignore. But
I mean, unless you can manage to put like, the city's insignia on that and then maybe play into the shape of it. Hold on a second. Did y'all ever play the Speedy Gonzalez Sonic clone game on SN? No, but I didn't even know that was a thing until now. So that's always fun. In the future, hold on a second. In the future, after I get my stories finished concept-wise, I was planning on making a crossover indie superhero fighting game, and I would totally ask to add your original supers to the roster as DLCs. I'm never against that. Those are always a lot of fun. Actually, one of our buddies, Ezra, of Lucky 33, actually had one of his little characters as like a little DLC in a racing video game because of a book that he made. So that was actually a lot of fun getting to see that come to life. Like, the cast would mostly be original superheroes if you're curious. I'm always down for it. I have tons of original superheroes that I've always made on my own. The public domain stuff is always more fun little sprinkles in and whatnot. So, I mean, There's all that. I'll be right there, honey bun. If anything, I think this moral is probably a good time for me to start cutting off my segment here, just because, dinner's ready and the wife is just trying to get me out of here, trying to get me to eat.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, guys,
You got you wrapped around your finger.
well, I think I'm probably going to have to end my segment here. I know because Mr. Fish has a whole other show that he has to partake in, so I don't want to keep holding him hostage. So, I'm going to more or less end my bit here. So to my nieces and nephews and to everyone else in between, thank you guys so much for joining on this episode of Roll for Hero. Guys, it is a blast and a half. You guys know how much I love these episodes. You guys know how much I enjoy getting to talk to y'all and getting to bounce off some awesome ideas. And again, I'm just going to be repeating myself over and over again. So I'm just going to end my segment here. So to nieces, nephews, and everyone else in between out there, make sure to follow these 3 simple rules. Make sure to stay awesome, make sure to stay weird, and to always keep life to the easiest. Always remember that art inspires all, but you can inspire more. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know if Mr. Fish are going to be sticking on or not, but if not,
I got to get ready for the next show, which will be on my YouTube too, or it'll be on the 5-star feed on Facebook and stuff if you want to check it out there.
So if you guys want to have some more Mr. Fish action to see what this sexy man is always talking about, make sure to go check out all of his other fun podcasts and everything else in between. But other than that, everyone, make sure to stay ultra.
Roll for Hero!
And even if you were to have like a prompt of 10 different things, right? Like say if you had one prompt of like, oh, like here's 10 different personality traits, here's 10 different superpowers, here's 10 different drawbacks.
I like coming up with random list of powers and then just see what I come up with.
Imagine rolling just those things every single time. It's always going to vary. The possibility of that happening is, again, like a 1 in 10 chance, but it's like, it shows that there's
always something else cool.